Hey everyone, I'm SPINPIXY and I'm Thursday's hostess for the Biophilic Alternative, and today, rather than sitting in front of the camera and having me just kind of talk at you, or doing like just random images, I thought since tonight is a dark moon, I would just have a screensaver of dark goddesses play in the background. But anyway, I was gonna do this video, and I did do this video yesterday on Thursday, which is my day, but unfortunately, for whatever reason, I couldn't get the file to export and media got corrupted, or I just lost pieces. It just wasn't working yesterday. So rather than continue on the way that I was doing, I figured this was a better way to do things. The theory that I've got for you guys is going to be kind of short because I'm still kind of pondering the implications of my thoughts. So I just thought I would share it with you guys because I don't think it's something that hasn't been talked about. Here's what my thought is. When we do magic, every time everyone talks about magic, what we talk about is intent and action and movement and things like that. Discernment, the ability to discern reality from, what's fake or whatever, that's more something I think that we put on ourselves and each other as humans. I don't think that energy can distinguish if something is really meant to go out or not. I think as long as it has proper the proper foundation, if it is a passionate enough feeling, then your magic is going to go through. That's why even if you don't do everything correctly, exactly to the letter, you still get results sometimes. That being said, here's what I've been pondering. You have all these shows nowadays on TV, like the Originals and the 100 and just all of these shows that have witches in them doing magic and incantation or whatever. Now, this is what my thought is, okay? So they are paid not only to look the part, but to act the part, to be the part. When they are casting on TV, let's say they are supposed to be casting a love spell, then in order to have that emotion come up, they're going to do many things. They're going to have many ways of doing it, but I'm sure that one of them is to bring up past experiences wherein they desperately wanted somebody to be in love with them, and they wanted to change their mind, or they go to that place to where they can dredge up those emotions and really feel them. The bottom line is that they try to really feel the emotions that they are trying to act out. Here's the problem with that. So you have, let's say, Joe Schmo, actor, actress. They don't know anything about magic or doing magic or anything like that. They just know that they're paid to be, doing stuff that is witchy. Here they are on their stage and they've got their candles, and I'm pretty sure it's just regular herbs, because why go through the trouble of having stuff that looks like herbs? Unless, of course, it's drug paraphernalia, in which case I can see that happening. But to be doing something like willow bark and sage or whatever, or sea salt or whatever, they're going to want to make it look as authentic as possible, so I'm sure wherever they can incorporate real things, they do. So you have like your pretend actress witch up on the screen, and they are doing, casting their spell or whatever. Like, let's say it's a love spell or it's a revenge spell. They're going to have to go to those places where they feel that emotion within inside them. So because energy is not going to say, it doesn't have a stop sign, it doesn't have a let me check you out. Well, you're only acting? Okay, then never mind. I'm gonna ignore you. Like, you can't just put blinders on. Do you guys think that it could be possible that actors and actresses are actually casting out intent without really meaning to do so? Like, all they know is that it's their job to look the part, to be the part, to act the part, to feel the part. So, in trying to do that, they're calling up past emotions. Like, if it's a revenge spell, they think about the person that they hated at one point and they really wanted something bad to happen to them. That's how they use, that emotion to get that to convey that look, to convey those feelings to the audience. So who's to say they're not actually casting a spell on somebody who really, wronged them in the past, or who really they wanted revenge on? If it's a love spell, who's to say they're not putting out that energy for that person they really wanted to love them at one point, or they may still want to love them, um, who's to say that they're not really casting something out? I would be curious to know, what happens to these people in their lives, to the extent of, do they face repercussions for what they cast just because they're doing their job? Like, do they face any kind of, like, what is their personal life like because of what they may cast on TV? Like, if they're constantly playing a vengeful person or a spiteful person, what is their real life like? And it goes kind of beyond just those people, those actors and actresses who play witches, but those people who actually play, the jerk and the antagonist, if you will, in the movies. Like, what's their real life like? Do they really begin to take on those characteristics? Were they really, in possession of those characteristics to begin with, and that's just why they play them? For the energies that you cast out as being an actor or an actress, who's to say that you're not actually throwing something out there? So this is just kind of my thoughts, my idea, and I'm really curious as to if these actors and actresses who are casting things out unknowingly are paying repercussion. Like, if they're, trying to break somebody up in a television show, and somebody in their real life breaks them up, they're not aware of the fact that maybe they might be reaping the repercussions of what they kind of fake throughout into the universe. I'm just curious as to what your guys' thoughts are, because I can see the antagonist to my theory. If they're not really putting true intent in, then it's not going to happen. Or, if they're not working with any particular deity, then it's not going to happen. But here's the thing. In some instances, they are really calling upon the ancestors or the deities, or, they are using various moon phases. Like, they do little things and different things in TV shows to make it look authentic, or to make it feel authentic. And sometimes they're chanting in different languages. But hell, I could say E-I-E-I-O or bibbidi-bobbidi-boo, and if I have something in me, that, like, an energy in me that I want to cast out, whether it's love or vengeance or, whatever passion, whatever emotion, if it's strong enough, and even if I am trying just to convey it strongly enough, then who's to say it's not going to get thrown out there? Because the other thing that these people are doing is, not only are they saying things behind with their emotion behind it, but they're gesturing. Okay? And gesture is a very, very powerful part of casting spells. Whatever your gesture is, if it's done in the act of creating magic, that gesture becomes very powerful. These people could be actually casting things out into the world without even really realizing. With all of the programs coming out that have magic in them, I would just be really curious to find out, to really think about this kind of idea, and to find out how the magic that they pretend to do might impact these actors and actresses' real lives. So I just thought I would share that with you guys and see what your thoughts are, and all that kind of stuff. So let me know. Let me know in the comment section if you totally disagree that it could happen, or if you agree that it might happen, that they might inadvertently, set something into motion that they otherwise would not have done. Can you do inadvertent magic? I think that you can. I think that magic is energy put forth, regardless of how it is put forth. I think that magic is intent that is put forth with enough emotion so as to, get your point across and to get things done. That's why sometimes you can do certain things inadvertently in your mind. Like, you can, cause harm or negativity on somebody just with your thoughts. Like, especially when you're a witch, it might be a little bit easier to do that. But if you're a person just pushing things through without thought or without forethought of what you're pushing through. You know, if you don't have the discernment to say before everything you do, like, let me just steady myself, calm myself down, but try to convey the emotion I need to convey so I don't push things out there, then most likely you're doing everything you can to feel those emotions and to push those emotions out there. And you're doing it maybe so that your audience can relate and empathize and feel. But what you're also doing is you're giving the universe a charge. Do you think that there is anything that they can do to prevent the possibility that they might be casting? If they have a consultant, because I'm pretty sure that a lot of these programs do, or if they have maybe a witch in their midst, you know, do you think that it would be wise of them to engage in exercises to sort of qualm what they may be sending out? Is it possible to qualm what they are sending out with all the intent that they have to put behind what they're doing? What are your thoughts? Have a wonderful week, and I will see you next Thursday. Hopefully Thursday. Brightest blessings. Bye-bye.